In this video, we'll see how to implement login module in Servlet and JSP. So we have already seen the theory of this, right? So what we need, we have a login page here, which is login.jsp. We have welcome.jsp. We have videos.jsp. So if I go to login.jsp, it should give me it should give me two text field where I will enter my credentials, username, password. And if when I click on the button, if the username password is correct, it should call a page which is welcome.jsp, in which will welcome the user and will print welcome space username, and will provide a button or a link for videos page. And once you click on the videos link, it will take you to videos.jsp page. And here we'll try to show you some, we'll try to show some videos, something like that. So we have these three pages, and what I want this welcome.jsp to be a secure page and this videos.jsp to be a secure page, which means if you are logged in, then only you can access these pages. Let me have one more page here. I will name that page as, let's say, new, and JSP, I will say this page as about us.jsp, and in this page, what I will display is, I will say this is Naveen Reddy from Telesco Learnings. Okay, that's what we want to show in the About Us page. Again, the view will not be that good. Okay, we are just focusing on the login part. I'm not concerned about the view, how it looks. So we'll try to keep it simple. So we have this About Us page which prints the About Us data. So what I want, this page should be open page. It should not have any restriction to open. So if I go to login page, so login page and about page, they are unsecure pages, and this welcome and videos, they are secure pages. So if I play this, if I run this login.jsp now, if I run this, okay, it will open in my browser. I hope it will be in Firefox. Okay, that's Firefox here. So that's my login page. Okay, so I can access login page. I can access welcome page, welcome.jsp. So I don't want my user to access this welcome.jsp page. Okay, so this should be accessible only when the user is logged in. So what we'll do is we'll try to provide a login button here, or we'll provide a form. So we'll say this is form. We'll say form action, and we'll mention, let's mention, so we'll say double quotes, and we'll mention here form action. We'll call a servlet here, which is, let's say the servlet name is login. Okay, and we'll keep the method as get. Now we require a username, so we'll say enter username, and we'll say this is input type equal to text, and we'll say this name is equal to uname. Okay, and we'll say br. The next thing we require is enter password. Okay, and we'll say this is input type equal to, this is again, this will set as a password, so that you will see that star symbol there, and we'll name this as pass. Okay, and then we'll say br. Now next we require a button, so we'll say input type equal to text, or not text, this time it will be submit, and we'll say value. What it should show is a login button, right? So now once you type all these codes, once you click on this login button, it will call a login.java file, which is login.class file, which is servlet, right? Now let me create a servlet here. So we'll say, not here, we'll in the Java file, so we'll say right click, new, let's create a servlet, and it belongs to a package which is com.login. I have already created that package here, com.login, and the class name, let's say this is login.java. Once you click on finish, it will give you the full source code for servlet, right? So we're not concerned about this thing. Let's make it simple. We don't want do post, we just want do get here. Okay, not even comments. Okay, so we just want do get, and inside do get what we want. So okay, so now we need to first fetch those details. So we'll say string uname equal to, and we'll say this is request dot get parameter, and inside this get parameter you have to mention that you want data from uname. Now this uname here, which is the request.get parameter, you have to fetch data from this field, that's why uname. And next we have to fetch password, so we'll say string pass equal to request dot get parameter, and we'll say this is again pass. Okay, now once we got these two details, now let's verify. Now how to verify, we'll say if. Again, you can fetch this or you can verify this data with the help of database. So you can create a DAO layer, you can request your database to give you the username, password, and then you can verify. But let's make it static. We'll say if my uname is equals, if it is equals to Telesco and the password need to be equals with, let's say, learnings. If these two are same, so if my username is Telesco and password is learning, in that case we can call welcome.jsp. Now how to call that? So before calling, we need to also add the data into session, right? Because how will you verify when you're calling welcome.jsp, how will you verify that the user has logged in? Let's not do that first. Initially, let's keep it simple. Let's say directly we'll call welcome.jsp. We'll simply say this is response. So we'll say response dot send redirect. We'll say send redirect, and we have to mention here the page name, which is welcome.jsp. That's it, right? It's that simple. And when I run this code, it should call welcome.jsp. Let's try. So if I run this code now, okay, it's running. Okay, so here it will ask you for two things. Let's enter it is Telesco, and we'll say this is, oh, I guess I have entered a wrong detail. So learnings, and if I say, oh, welcome, you can see we got welcome.jsp, but the thing is, this page doesn't have anything. We'll say welcome, that's it. Okay, now let's go back to this, enter, we got welcome, right? Now, let me enter once again, I will say learnings, enter, we got welcome.jsp. Right? But what if I enter a wrong password and if I say login? You can see we got a login page or the login servlet, and it's not showing anything. So what we want, if the username and password is wrong, if any of the one is wrong, we'll call the same page again. We'll call login page again. So we'll say response dot send redirect or send redirect, and we'll mention this is login.jsp. So it will again call the same page. So let me show you this, and if I say enter, so I got login page. Let me enter any data here. If I say login, oh, it's not yet deployed, I guess. Okay, let me just refresh again. Okay, so let me try something else. If I click on login, you can see we got the same page again, right? So if your username password is right, it will call welcome.jsp. If it is wrong, it will call login.jsp. Now what will happen if I'm not logging it? Okay, let me just change my browser. Let me use Opera, and inside Opera, if I paste this link, which is welcome.jsp, you can see I have not logged in, right? And let me go back to this and say welcome.jsp, and we got welcome. It's because we have not mentioned that we need to check for the login. Now, how to verify that user is logged in? Anyway, you're able to access the welcome page, right? So what we can do, whenever a user login, we'll set the data into a session. Now, how to use session? We can say HTTP session. We'll say session equal to. Now, if you don't know how to use session, just go back to the video where I have talked about how to use sessions. And then we'll say HTTP session. We'll say this is request dot get session. Okay, so once we got this session, now we'll set the data into session. Let's import the package. Okay, now it is session dot. We have to set the data into session, so we have to say set attribute. We'll say this is, we'll set the label, which is, let's say, username as a label, and the data we need to send is the uname which he has entered while login. So we'll say this is uname. Sounds good. So we have set the data into the session. Now in the welcome page, we need to check. So before executing anything, we need to check that was the data he has entered. So how to check that? So we'll check if this session dot get attribute, since we are When you assign data, you use set attribute. To get the data, we use get attribute. If the attribute with username is equal to null, because if user is directly trying to access this page without login, this will be null, right? If that is the case, we'll again call response dot send redirect. Let's call login.jsp. Okay, if not, then it will print welcome. Let's try. Let's go back to Opera. So is it Opera? This is Opera. Now I'm trying to access welcome.jsp without doing login, and if I say enter, you can see we got login page. Awesome, right? This is possible with the help of this thing here, which is session. Now let's say if I'm logging, if I'm trying to log in here, we'll say this is Telusco and the password is learnings, and if I say okay, we got login, we got welcome page, right? But the thing is, I want to show the username also. So we can use JSTL here, which is expression language, and we can directly write dollar, and we can write here what username. So this is JSTL. So whatever you have, so let's say in session we have this one. Where is session? So inside session we have username, right? So in this welcome page, it will fetch the username from the session. So that's how you use JSTL, which is Java Standard Tag Library, or expression language to be specific. Now in this welcome page, what we need, we require a label, we require what we require? We require a link for videos.jsp. So what we can do is we can provide a anchor tag, we'll say ahref equal to, we'll say videos.jsp. We can mention a anchor tag close, and we'll mention this is videos. We'll say videos here, and once I click on that link videos here, it will take me to video.jsp, right? Let me just enter this, and we can see we got welcome Telusco, and it says videos here. If I click on videos, it will take me to videos page. And how to include videos? So can I include my video there? Let me try. I've never tried it. Let me go to YouTube, and let me search Naveen. Let me search Java tutorials. Yeah, that's me. And let me fetch this video. Okay, copy the link. Okay, and let me paste it here. I don't know, will it work? Will it work? I don't know. Oh, it will not work. Of course, right? This is just a link, right? So let me just show you the link, not the actual video, but a link, right? For that, we have to use a video link. So we got a link for my video. You can actually use a video link on your video tag on your website, and you can embed this link there. What we want is let's imagine instead of this, we are getting a video. So if I try to access this page directly without login, so let me. Okay, we already logged in, right? Let me use it now. This time we'll use Chrome, and inside Chrome, let me paste this link, and you can see we are able to access this page, right, without login. So what we need to do? We need to do the same thing. Just go to welcome page, copy this code, and paste it here. Sounds good? And now if I go back to my Chrome, and if I say enter, it takes me to login page. Awesome, right? So that's how you use login. But there's one more thing. Let's say if I'm providing a logout button here. So if I say logout, so let me provide a logout button. So we'll say form action. I will provide logout only on the welcome page. So I will say form action. It should call the logout.servlet or logout.java file, and we'll create a button here. So we'll say this is input type equal to submit, and in this the text we can show as value. Will say this is log out. Simple. And once you click on this logout button, it will call a logout.jsp page. So we'll say new logout, not JSP, logout.servlet. So we'll say new servlet. This will be com.login, and it belongs to the name. It will be logout. Right, and let me remove all this extra stuff here. Let's only focus on the get method, and inside this we'll mention whenever you click on logout button, what should happen is it should remove your data from this session. So we'll say this is session request dot get session right? And we can just import the package by pressing Ctrl Shift O, and we'll say this is session dot. So while login, you set the session, while log out, you remove the session or remove the attribute. Which attribute we have to use? We have to say this is user name. And we need to do one more thing, which is session dot invited, so that it will remove all the data. Okay. Now I hope it will work now. So let me run this, and again this will be opened in a Firefox. That's my default browser for the Eclipse. Okay, so now let me log in. So it's a Telescope, and this is learnings. Okay, so we got the welcome page. So I'm logged in, right? If I change my tab here, if I go to videos.jsp, I'm able to access this page is just because I'm logged in. Let me log out. Okay, that's it. I've logged out. Let me go to videos.jsp page or different tab, and if I click on OK, you get the login page. Awesome, right? So that's how you manage this session, or you manage the login session in Servlet and JSP. We can even navigate from once you click on logout button, you can navigate to the login page. We can simply write this is what response.send redirect, right? And then we can mention this is go back to login page. So every time you log out, it will take you to login.jsp page. Awesome, right? So that's how you work with login module in Servlet JSP. So let me know if you have any doubts, any questions. Let me just go for a quick recap before that. That's a login page. When you click on this login button, it will take you to login Servlet, where you will verify your credentials. If your username is right, it will take you to welcome.jsp. Otherwise, it will take you to login.jsp. But before going to welcome.jsp, it will set the attribute as a username. When you go to welcome.jsp, you can print the same username. But before that, it will check, are you logged in? How can you check that you are logged in? It will check for the attribute. If it is null, then it will take you login.jsp. Otherwise, it will show you the button or link for videos. Once you click on this button, which is videos, it will take you to this page. And if you can also click on logout button here. Once you click on logout, it will go to logout Servlet, and it will remove the attribute. So that's it. So if you have any doubts, just comment in the comment area, and if you like this video, make sure you like on the like button, and that's it. Thanks for watching.